It's a like a stud mosaic.
Oh, that's neat. I thought it was gonna like perler beads or Legos or something at
It is
first.
Legos.
Oh,
Lego studs.
oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, they
What's
have
up,
a
everybody?
hi. They have like a you can buy. You can make 3 different things with it, but we want to get all 3, so we're gonna buy it 2 more times. You can make Maul, Vader, and Kylo.
That's
Instead of
cool.
3.
I haven't seen that one, but I've seen there's like a Beatles one, with the White Album
Yeah,
cover,
there's
or
that one. There's the like the I think it's Andy Warhol, like the Marilyn Monroe pop art
oh
one.
yeah,
It's like the same thing, but it's the different colors.
cool.
I think there was. Oh, they're coming out with I think a Mickey Minnie one, or maybe that's a different sort of portrait.
That's cool. We don't have the wall space.
We have too much wall space in our new place.
See, I wish we had more. Hey, everybody, you are catching me and Quinn catching up because I haven't seen him in like a literal year or more.
Yeah.
So we're just chatting it up. How is everybody doing this Sunday night? Derek, good to see you. Or Anna, I guess you're there too. What is up? Michael, still packing up for Orlando, I see. And Rodney, good to see you. Thanks for coming by. As you can see, this week, Seth is out doing all of the Orlando Fringe Festival things. He texted me and said he was about to go see show number 44.
Wow.
I was like, are you still alive?
You said he reviews every single show. That's crazy.
He has to be in 2 places at once. Like, there's no way that they don't have shows double booked.
Yeah.
Something.
I saw, I don't know if it's part of Fringe, but I just got like an invite to some drag Shakespeare.
Oh.
I think it is part of Fringe, but
sounds fun.
I'll ask him about that. I assume he just gets to see it if he sees every single show.
Yeah. I'll have to pick his brain about it next week.
Mm-hmm.
Leslie, hello. Thank you for coming. We're going to wait just a few more minutes before we get started. See if we can push that number up to 50. All right, y'all are playing hardball tonight. That's okay. We'll just get started then in 3, 2. Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 88 of the Attractions Podcast. I'm Brittany.
And I'm Quinn.
And we're here to talk to you about the latest and greatest in theme park news and more, as well as what's going on in our own lives. And as you can see or hear if you're listening to the audio version, I have a new co-host with me this week while Seth is out. This is Quinn Roseboom. Say hi.
Hello, I'm Quinn Roseboom. I'm not Seth Kuberski.
No.
I used to do the Attractions show, and I think this is my first time on the podcast. So hello, everyone.
Yeah, he has graciously agreed to fill in this week and put up with me and my shenanigans. But how have you been? I know we were talking before we started recording officially, but like, how have you been?
I've been good. I've been. I just moved in with my boyfriend. We got our apartment together.
Cool.
This is technically my first time moving out of my parents' house. So that was exciting.
Hey, big step.
Been moving in.
Moving is such a pain.
Yeah, it is.
I haven't done it in a while. We've been in this house for like 3 years now.
I feel like you just left, and like
I know.
And I know we like lost a year of that to COVID.
Yeah.
But
we were just talking before, and I was referring to 2019 as if it happened last year, and it was a year and a half ago. So I'm just dealing with my crippling aging as a result of the loss of this year.
I lost my 21st birthday, so that was fun.
Oh,
I still got to make that up. Got to go travel somewhere.
You have to do something. That's even if it's just like going to Ready Player One and just being goofy.
I know I think Joysticks is the one that closed.
Oh, that's sad.
Some of those arcade bars got hit by COVID. So
That's so sad.
yeah, I don't know. Maybe Joysticks is the one that's open. One of the ones that's
one of those.
Orlando.
I always meant to go out to them. They are some of my friends' favorite spots, but I never managed to hit them. Maybe when I actually come to visit next time. So I have to ride Velocicoaster.
Yeah, you do.
I have to.
and go to I just went to it. We were going to talk about it later, but DreamWorks Destination.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you did. But what else have you been up to? Any games, any movies that you've been like super big on?
Today actually I started playing Resident Evil Village. I haven't really like played any of the other games. I watched a little like recap of the 7th one because I knew it mattered. Or is it 7 or
it's 7.
Okay. Yeah. Biohazard?
Yeah.
Yeah. I watched a little recap so I know like what happens. But I don't like when there's like the like southern like hillbillies in horror, it like gets me so bad. I'm like it bothers me. So I like that sort of Texas Chainsaw Massacre vibe. Like you like live next to the filming.
I live really close to the gas station in particular. The house I don't think is here anymore, or if it ever was. But the gas station is still here, and the green van is parked out front most of the time. And then that like the highway where the brother gets run over, that's here.
I haven't watched it in so long for the aforementioned reasons, but
and then the like field where he's like dancing around with the chainsaw, that's here.
That's fun.
But
I also watched Cruella.
Oh, did you love it?
Yeah, I liked it a lot.
I loved it. I thought it was so much fun.
Yeah, I heard your little review of it last week too.
Yes, I get to write a full one this coming week. It's still technically under a written embargo.
Okay.
But I was a big fan. I was really surprised. I went in with low expectation and came out pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, I was very much, and you said this before, but reminded of Devil Wears Prada.
Oh my God, yeah. It was like Devil Wears Prada, I, Tonya, and like Ocean's 11 for not quite kids, because it doesn't feel like...
It's PG-13, I think, right?
Yeah, it is. Because I remember looking into it, I was like, there's no way that this is aimed at children. It's aimed at like us, like our age group. But yeah, it was fun. I am excited to see Black Widow. I think that's the next screener on the horizon. That's movie-wise. Next, otherwise, I think it's like Loki is next.
Marvel. I'm so excited for What If, too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, did they put a date on that?
I think they did. Here, do you want me to... Let me search it real quick.
Yeah, sure.
What If...
I remember writing about it when they announced it during SDCC in 2019, but then COVID happened.
I'm we all seeing August.
August. Okay, that's not that far away.
No, it's
I feel like 2021 just started. But anyway, let's get into the news.
Awesome.
We have quite a bit to share with you this week, so some of these we're going to blow through. But this one was too interesting for me to not include, and it's that Kentucky Kingdom has announced a new chaperone policy, effective May 22nd, which was yesterday if you're watching the video, and 2 days ago if you're listening to the audio version. Have you looked into this at all?
I read all the articles that you sent over for today. It's something. What was the rule before?
I don't think there was a rule. So basically,
you could go in by yourself as a 6-year-old child, or
well, I would assume that you had to have an adult with you, but it was more kind of like an understood, unwritten rule rather than like an actual policy.
Do like Universal and Disney have this rule already? Like I know like the supervising companion rule for the rides by height,
right?
Universal, but I mean I'm not as familiar with the Disney ones, but
I'm not either, but that's a great question. So, for those of you who don't know, this new rule requires all guests ages 15 and younger visiting Kentucky Kingdom to be accompanied by an adult chaperone, but this can be a parent, a guardian, or another supervising adult, but they have to be over the age of 21. And they
Mm-hmm.
have to have a valid ID that includes a matching photo to their face and their date of birth. And this came up after,
Yeah.
according to WHAS 11, which is a local news station out there, police responded recently to several 911 calls about fights several fights involving unaccompanied minors in the theme park's parking lot. And as a result, we now have a policy that
Did the local high schoolers have like a fighting ring in Kentucky Kingdom parking lot, or?
I don't know. That was the basic gist of all the details. But man, can you imagine?
No.
Me neither, which is why this is so funny. Don't go get in fights at theme parks, guys.
All it's going to get you is kicked out.
And then you're going to get a new adult chaperone policy and for everyone else. If you are near Six Flags Great America, they are offering $4 million worth of free one-day tickets to newly vaccinated Illinois residents.
That's very exciting, and I think it's a really, really good, incentive, for the residents there, because they're gonna, one, be able to go back to the park, and two, go in for free because they've been vaccinated.
Yeah, it's a really interesting partnership. Six Flags is doing this with local health departments in the area to help educate the masses that haven't been vaccinated yet, and to reward those who have been, which is I'm surprised it hasn't been thought of before now. But it's a great way to get people out and vaccinated to contribute to this great thing called herd immunity, and also give people a little incentive to actually go do it.
For sure.
Cedar Point has shaken up the theme park world as far as pay goes, because they've recently announced that they are raising their part-time and seasonal pay to $20 an hour. They're hiring 300 full-time year-round positions with benefits and food and beverage. And they're also offering a $500 seasonal sign-on bonus because they are in need of employees.
Disney, Universal, catch up.
Get on it.
$20.
Yeah, when they said that, my eyes bugged out of my head. I was like, oh my God, $20 an hour?
No.
For part-time, which is insane. When I worked at Disney part-time, I made $10.90 an hour.
Yeah, I mean, 20, that's
a lot of money.
I wish.
And in addition to all of this, because they are kind of sore for seasonal workers for the summer, they are going to close select days in June, I believe.
That's it. They must really be hurting for people to work.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder how long these benefits will last, like the $20 thing. Or are they going to keep your wages that same rate over year over year, or is it going to drop down?
If they do drop it down, I mean, I'd feel gypped as an employee of that place, but
right, yeah.
The point, but
yeah, well, they said it's the $20 an hour wage is 100% increase over 2020's wages, so they were making $10 an hour.
100% more than anyone was making when it was closed. That's for sure.
Right. That's for sure. It's just, I find it so interesting what the parks are doing now to try to entice people to come and work for them again after all of the layoffs that devastated not just Disney and Universal, but every regional theme park and otherwise everywhere. Because Cedar Point's doing this. Disney updated their Disney look to allow for tattoos and gender expression.
And I'm waiting for the other parks to follow suit.
Yeah.
I'm thinking Universal is probably struggling with Warner Brothers and J.K. Rowling.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably why they're taking a little longer. I mean, I don't know, what goes on in the minds of the Universal executives
Well, and Warner is its own minefield right now.
Yeah.
Because of, for those of you, just for context, AT&T is offloading Warner Media to Discovery. So all of that is up in the air right now.
Yeah, I didn't even know about that. So.
Oh yeah, AT&T is offloading all of their entertainment assets.
Huh.
Yeah, there's that rumor that Disney is looking to buy DC has popped up again.
I've never even. Dang, you get all the rumors.
I'm just on Twitter all the time.
Okay.
And then Josh technically works for Warner Media, so I hear about the other stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, but so interesting. I am really curious to see if this will entice the other parks to kind of step up their pay game or offer.
Hey, sorry, I'm still processing. If Disney got DC, they'd have Marvel and DC.
Yeah, so it could possibly violate some trade laws.
Right.
That doesn't stop the rumors from happening, nor does it stop Disney from potentially trying to do it.
That's true.
Yeah, because it's got to go somewhere. Like, they are going to sell it off, and it will either stay with Warner Media and go to whatever Warner Media and Discovery end up being because they're merging, or it will go somewhere else. So
it's crazy.
Yeah, they're also splitting WB Games, which I find devastating.
Do they do all the Lego games, right? Or just the ones with the Warner Brothers stuff, or
that I think actually
no, that's Telltale, right? Or TT.
Yeah, I think those Warner games are just licenses, but WB Games was doing Hogwarts Legacy,
right? Yeah, I've heard about
Knights, and the Suicide Squad game.
Oh yeah, dang.
Yeah, I know. I mean, those are probably far enough along. Maybe not Suicide Squad, but
I hope that trailer where Superman shows up. I do want to play that one.
I do want to play that one too, but that's the only one we haven't seen gameplay for. So who knows where those studios will go? Maybe Microsoft will buy them, and then I'll have to buy an Xbox to play them.
I think we're getting sidetracked off of that one.
It's okay. Tangents. Over at Disneyland Resort, they've made buying your tickets easier by updating the ticketing and park reservation system. So that way you can buy your tickets and get your park pass reservation in tandem instead of having to get one and then the other after you get the first one. Which
makes so much more sense.
Right. You would think they would have done that first.
I am amazed that you still can't make a park pass for World in the My Disney Experience app.
Really?
Yeah, it takes, you click a link in the app and it takes you to the website to make the, yeah.
Oh my goodness. Well, if you're at Disneyland, you can now go online to disneyland.com/park reservations, choose your ticket, buy them, blah, 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 and then pick a date and park for your theme park reservation after you've selected your tickets. And then you have your reservation selected before you even purchase the ticket. So it's like all one thing.
I'm glad this happened. It definitely was needed. And I hope since I haven't bought tickets to Disney World since I have an annual pass. I don't know if it works how it works here currently. But if it's not implemented already, I hope it is soon.
Yeah, I'm still waiting. I believe they've taken the California residents only bit off of the Disneyland website, but I don't know how they're enforcing it or if it went back up. I'm just kind of waiting. I want to go to Disneyland.
Yeah, me too. I was so pumped to go for Avengers Campus, and now it looks like it's going to open, and looks like I know I'm not going to be there for it. So.
Yeah, in like 2 weeks. But I talked to Matt about that, and I think he said that they are only letting California people go. Ooh. For the Disney Wish, though, over with Disney Cruise Line, they've shown us a first look inside the first ever funnel suite, which is a suite inside of one of the funnels on the ship, which is bananas to me.
That's crazy. I know one of the other ships, when I was a teen, they had the teen club in the funnel, and that was super cool. So
I didn't think they had anything in the funnels.
Yeah.
I've never been on a cruise or on a cruise ship.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Only one of the Disney funnels on each of the ships, I believe. Don't you can fact check me on this, but I believe that they only need one funnel, so the other one's there just for aesthetics.
Okay.
So they can put whatever they want in it.
Well, they put a Moana themed Wish Tower suite in this one, and it is very fancy and looks very expensive. It sleeps up to 8 people with 2 bedrooms, a children's room, a library that converts into a bedroom, and 4.5 bathrooms.
Why would you need that many bathrooms? Like, that's insane.
And I can't imagine how much this costs. There was also a beautiful ceramic sculpture of the heart of Tafiti. Sorry, my mouth betrayed me there. That does a magical thing when you come inside the suite for the first time.
I wonder if if you can touch, if you touch it, if it would set it off again, because it's in the description. It says, what's it say about the something about the soundtrack?
Yeah.
So will it play the Moana theme song and everything will light up in the room, or?
I don't know. I really hope that there's some kind of media previews, or I can see.
I know I want to go in there.
Yeah, whoever gets to go do that, record that for me, because I want to see what it's like. The suite, just the photos that they've shared, is beautiful, and it's.
Are they photos, or are they?
They look like photos, but they could be renderings. They're probably renderings, because they only keel hauled the ship, or laid the keel for the ship not too long ago. So they're probably just really good renderings. But yeah, it's huge. It's 2 floors, beautiful staircase, and you've got this once in a lifetime view on this ship.
And you know what really, really gets me is you get your own elevator access into the room.
Bananas, just bananas. Once you find out how much that costs, because I'm sure they will do the media event over at Port Canaveral down there, let me know so I can cry forever.
Oh man, I'm rearing to go on this ship, but there's no way I'm ever going to get in that room unless a miracle happens.
Maybe they'll do a giveaway thing like they did with Cinderella's suite once upon a time.
That'd be amazing. Just randomly upgrade one person's booking to the.
Oh, dude, I would cry. Ronnie says, "I'm hoping to go on the Wish ASAP." I know someone who's already a friend of mine that's already booked their trip. I'm so jealous. I'm hurting. I just want to go on a Disney cruise. I'd be happy with anything.
I mean, they got that Avengers restaurant experience thing they're doing, and.
Yeah, that's the one that I'm excited about.
Oh, and the first, I think they're calling the attraction, isn't it the Aqua Mouse?
The Aqua Mouse,
it's the first one that has show scenes in it. That's really cool.
Yeah, I bet that'll be so much fun. Over at Universal Orlando, a new Raptor has debuted over at the Raptor Encounter. Bravo.
Who? She wasn't in the movie.
I have not seen any of the Jurassic World films, so you would be better at this than me.
Why not, is my question.
I just never had an opportunity, really, and I don't like Chris Pratt.
Okay, well, that's me neither.
Okay, cool. Glad that we've established that. Yeah, other than that, I've just never really had an opportunity.
He's not the main, he is the main character, but you don't have to focus on him. It's more about the park and the dinosaurs, and I like Claire, she's the part.
I love Bryce Dallas Howard. She's wonderful. But you can now meet Bravo in addition to Blue over at Raptor Encounter. Probably before you go on Velocicoaster, just in case you're vomiting or curling up into the fetal position.
I don't know if it mentions it in the article, but they also have the baby Tango that meets as well. So sometimes they bring out.
That's the one that I want to see. Oh man.
Yeah, I've never actually met the babies. So
Oh.
yeah,
Boba Fett.
I guess you haven't seen it, but they're like the Fallen Kingdom version of the baby raptors. They don't really look like the ones that they hatch at the Discovery Center.
Okay. I'll have to
I guess
see
they're
them.
Slightly older than the
I've
one.
only seen, is it like a Stegosaurus baby? I think I've seen videos of or something.
I think you're thinking of the trike.
Oh, yeah.
They carry it around underneath their arm.
Yes, and it's like a puppet arm, but the arm.
Puppet? What? No, they're real.
They're real. Sorry. If you head over to our website, you can learn more about it and watch a video of Banks's daughter Spencer getting terrified by Blue, which is tragic for her but funny for everyone else. Just kidding, Banks and Spencer, we love you. Over at Hong Kong Disneyland, they have announced a new castle stage show to go along with their beautiful Castle of Magical Dreams called Follow Your Dreams.
When I went, they just had the regular, what's it called? Sleeping Beauty Castle.
Yeah.
And I really want to get back there, not only because Mystic Manor is my favorite attraction, but, I need to see this new castle. I need to go on the Ant-Man ride.
Yeah. Yeah, I love Ant-Man.
Me too.
So, yeah, and Paul Rudd is a peach. I want to see him on an attraction. I was super skeptical about this castle when they first showed diagrams of it, just because there is so much as far as like architectural style going on.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
But the actual in-person photos I've seen online, it looks really beautiful, and I would love to see how they stage a show around that.
Yeah, I can't quite remember if I saw any shows going on. I don't recall
ever hearing. Yeah, I don't think there was. Fact check us if we're wrong, but this is the first I've heard about a Hong Kong Disneyland castle show.
Right, I know Shanghai has their huge stage seat or standing area right in front of the castle, but because I went to the two subsequently, so I sometimes get little things confused about which is which.
Yeah,
but I'm almost positive that this one had no stage.
Well,
art there.
it's very tiny,
really close to the camera, but some of you aren't looking, you're hearing. So
yeah, the show will be 20 minutes long, and it will see Mickey Mouse and his pals set out on an uplifting musical journey with new music and such. That's all they've really said about it. It premieres on June 30th. So if you are local to Hong Kong Disneyland, hello. Thanks for listening to this podcast. And leave us a comment and let us know how it is. I would love to see it.
Yeah, me too. I'm excited to see video.
If you are local to Walt Disney World right now, you have an opportunity to check out some special Snapchat lenses themed to Walt Disney World's 50th anniversary that Disney teamed up with Snap Incorporated to make until June 3rd before they launch officially only at Walt Disney World.
Okay, I don't think you have to be here right now to use them, though.
No, yeah, anywhere in the U.S. you can try these lenses in the Snapchat app, but after June 3rd, you have to be geographically in Walt Disney World to use them.
Yeah, I tried them all out. The Mickey and Minnie ones are really creepy.
Yeah, I'm glad you think
because they're peeping over your shoulder, and when you move your head, they move their head with you.
Oh.
So you shaking your head around, and they're just right up on you. It's scary.
When I saw this for the first time, it made me think of the bad lip reading of Seagulls Stop It Now from the Star Wars thing with Yoda, where he's
I think I saw that when it came, but it has been a while.
It's been a minute, but Yoda on Luke's back, just whispering in Luke's ear. That's all I could think about when I saw these. But it
definitely has a Yoda clang or clinging onto Luke's back vibe.
Yeah, but the hat and the balloons and the bow tie is cute.
Yeah.
And this is just the first part of Disney's collaboration with Snap. They are also launching an AR type of thing. I wouldn't call it a filter because it's not. You take a photo at Magic Kingdom and then you add it to the app, and it turns Cinderella Castle into a mosaic of all of these pictures that people have taken in the Snapchat app. And they will be geographically linked to the castle for the 18-month long 50th anniversary celebration, which is cool. So that'll be fun too.
A lot of pictures up there.
Oh yeah. There's a video if you want to go on our website and check it out, but even just like the teeniest, tiniest, they're going to be very small.
Mm-hmm.
But I assume the ones that you've taken personally will pop up in little bubbles so you can click and enlarge them if you want. And I assume they imply that they're going to be doing more with Snap for the 50th. So I'm excited to see what they do.
I'd love some like attraction specific snaps. So like mansion filter or
or like one that turns you into like a portrait, like lightning flash, and then it's like a skeleton.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
They can do anything with augmented reality at this point. It's insane. I'm sad that they're using Snapchat though, but I get it.
I still use Snapchat, so everyone's always like, "Oh, do you still use that?" I'm like, "Yeah, all my friends do too." I don't know. Like maybe it's more used in the theme park community. I don't know.
I guess so. It's a really interesting partnership because I guess Snapchat is independently. I don't think they have a parent company, but
I'm not sure about that.
But Instagram is owned by Facebook at large, so you'd have to make an agreement with Facebook and all that jazz. So it might be too many cooks in the kitchen for that one. But I'm excited to see these. Over at Kennedy Space Center, they have updated their mask requirements for fully vaccinated guests. And as of May 17th, which was a few days ago, guests who are fully vaccinated against COVID-19 don't have to wear face coverings while outdoors at the attraction any longer.
I mean, it's just the same thing, Disney and Universal have updated, and I think Legoland's been doing it this whole time, right?
Yeah, they've been outside only, but inside you have to wear them and on rides. Yeah, and that same rule applies at KSC. All guests, whether or not they are fully vaccinated, will have to wear their face masks when indoors, on attractions, in queues, at restaurants, and on the bus transportation to the Apollo Saturn V Center. So keep that in mind. Social distancing measures are still in place as well. It's just being outside is a little bit easier.
Does it say if they've updated from the 6 feet to the 3 feet, or because I don't know. They're not in Orange County, so I'm not sure.
They didn't say, and I would assume it's 6 feet unless it's listed otherwise.
I'm not even. What county are they in? It's like, I don't know, Space Coast.
Yeah, beats me. But just be sure when visiting any of the parks in general, it's always a good rule of thumb right now to check their latest health and safety protocol updates and things so that you know what rules you need to follow before you get there so that it's not a crisis or confusion.
Yeah, and they update them pretty quickly sometimes.
They do.
Like with this past mask thing that all the parks within a day were like, okay, outside you don't have to wear them.
Yeah, I mean it felt like they weren't really expecting it to happen that quickly, and then they were like, oh my god. Over at Disneyland Resort, the last resort hotel that needed to reopen, Disneyland Hotel, now has a reopening date. It will open its doors to guests once again on July 2nd, but only the Fantasy Tower to start.
I stayed here once for one night for a media event, I believe.
Yeah.
They comped us that night. I think I was in the Adventureland Tower. I don't know what it's called, Adventure Tower.
I think it's Fantasy Adventure Frontier. I could be wrong.
And then I went to, and I've been to Trader Sam's. I almost said Trader Joe's multiple times. So I'm glad it's opening up again. I'm wondering if if the bar will open with it.
Yeah, that's what surprised me most about this announcement, was that they're reopening Trader Sam's.
Oh, it didn't announce. Awesome, that's great.
Yeah,
We haven't gotten that here yet.
yeah, no. Which is why I was surprised, because I assumed, close quarters. That Trader Sam's in particular is so like small. And they don't have the added benefit that Walt Disney World's does of like a huge outdoor seating space to accommodate for the inside.
Yeah.
So I just can't imagine it's going to be slammed that first day.
Oh yeah.
Slammed probably is too light of a word to use.
I would imagine like they'd have to do like a what's it called? Virtual queue.
Yeah. They're also reopening Tangaroa Terrace Tropical Bar and Grill and the Coffee House. I would assume that those two will have mobile order, if they haven't stated already. But
just their quick serve restaurant.
Yeah, I think Tangaroa Terrace. I might be wrong, but yeah, it's quick serve. I've never been there, but I've been to that Trader Sam's.
I may have been, but I do not remember.
I'll be really interested to see how it goes operationally, because I'm good. Like personally, I'm good with eating inside places now that I'm fully vaccinated and everything. Yeah. I feel fine with it. But this is a small bar. It's very tiny. It's always busy and always slightly overpacked. Probably not anymore.
I would imagine they're probably not going to have, like, I would hope even that they took some of the tables and spaced them out. If they can, they might be like affixed where they are.
Yeah. I remember when I went, if you're watching the video version, I sat like at the table that was right beneath this window inside, and we had to wait like 45 minutes for that table. So I really hope they do a virtual queue or something, because those California Disney heads are gonna just line up at 6 a.m. that first day just to get a beverage. And I hope that it goes well and Walt Disney World's opens up at the Poly, because
I hope that too, very much so.
I miss it. And we've got some good news from Disneyland Paris. Finally, this poor park has had the worst of it in comparison to all the other Disney parks around the world. Starting off with Disney's Hotel New York, the Art of Marvel, formerly just Disney's Hotel New York, at Disneyland Paris now has an opening date and is accepting vacation bookings. It will open on June 21st, and you can book your stays now. It's got tons of Marvel art. If you are a fan of Mondo and their posters and things, you might recognize some of these works. The rooms are themed lightly. It's very like,
it's
New York.
I like it.
New Yorky, modern, with art on the walls.
Even in that picture, aren't the pillows like Black Widow pillows, or maybe that's just the hourglass type design? Yeah,
and I've seen some Captain America and Iron Man themed concept rooms, I think. They will also have a meet and greet area with Spider-Man. They haven't specified if other characters will be meeting there as well, but I would hope so. Though thematically, it makes sense if it's only Spider-Man.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. The Avengers Tower is in New York, so
yeah.
It was.
And it's a selfie spot, to be specific. So it's not your traditional meet and greet. It's if you've been going to Paris for the past year and a half, it's been selfie spot city over there.
Mm-hmm. And it says they have a Marvel design studio and a hero training zone.
Yes. The hero training zone it makes me think of the offerings that they do on the cruise line. The Doctor Strange one specifically is what I think of. Then the one that they've announced for the Wish, I guess that hasn't happened yet.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Marvel Design Studio seems really neat. You getting to draw comic art, which I think is cool. I wonder if
I really like that it's like, and it's not like a Marvel hotel, it's a Marvel art hotel.
Yeah.
Like it's not like they will have the meet and greets and sometimes I'm sure they'll have the characters around, but it's like it's not like they're saying like you're staying in the Marvel universe. They're saying like this is a like celebration of art from the comics and movies and inspired by.
Yeah, it's like you're staying in a big art gallery with a bunch of beds in it, but
in New York, but also in Paris.
In New York, and there's a rooftop bar with screens for walls. They haven't really showed anything of that yet, but
that sounds just like on the Disney Cruise Line. They have the skylines.
I think it's very similar.
Mm-hmm. And now they're gonna have the Star Wars version of it on the Wish.
So many screen bars. I just want.
They're cool.
Yeah.
Oh, and we're getting what's the restaurant? Space 220, right?
If someday, maybe.
Yeah.
And then Disneyland Paris finally has a reopening date set for June 17th. Not that long from now. It will reopen with Disneyland Park, Walt Disney Studios Park, Disney's Newport Bay Club Hotel, and the Disney Village. Guests will be able to see their favorite characters at selfie spots and other surprise and delight appearances. They are adding the Cheshire Cat Express train with characters from Alice in Wonderland. I believe that was used in an old parade once upon a time.
So these are like the character, because all I saw was like the Cheshire Cat thing. I thought like, are they retheming their train? But no.
No.
Do they even have a train?
I don't know. I think I've seen pictures of the Cheshire Cat thing. It's like a parade float, like a multi-car parade float. And they will also be opening Cars Road Trip, formerly known as the Studio Backlot Tour over there.
Very interested to see what that's like.
Yeah, they renamed Catastrophe Canyon Cars Catastrophe Canyon.
I have not, seriously?
That's
amazing.
100% serious. It will have a bunch of natural wonders that you would find along Route 66, like the world's largest lug nut.
That's a natural wonder right there.
Natural. So I'm very interested to see how that's implemented and all of the stunts and things. But very excited to see this park open. It has had a rough year and a half. It's open and closed, I think, 3 times, which... Yeah. They are tied with Hong Kong for the most opening and closings of any park.
I'm glad they're getting open again.
Yeah, me too. It's always a good sign when these parks are able to get their gates back open.
I'd love to get out there if I could.
Yeah, me too. I want to see Phantom Manor, the redo.
Yeah, I watched a video of it just the other day. I love their whole storyline.
That was like the first ride I ever got obsessed with.
It's their soundtrack, I think. Besides Mystic Manor,
yeah,
they're pretty much like with her like singing the whole ride. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Where they put that static figure on the stairs, beautiful.
Love that.
But that's another tangent for another day. Our last bit of news in the queue before we get to the main attraction. Disney has announced what some on the internet call like a loot box or DLC for theme park land, at least in the video game space. One of my favorite game directors quote tweeted it and said something snarky about DLC. These are the web power bands if you are watching the video version. If not, go to our website, check it out, because you need the visual.
I mean, to describe it, it's a web slinger on your wrist or a repulsor. That's what they call them, right? Iron Man's like repulsors on your hand.
Yeah.
The like straps on.
Yeah. So it's basically like every web slinger toy you've ever had with
without the silly string.
Exactly, without the silly string. But it can have all of these different themed attachments, which is really neat. So there are 4 currently that they've announced, so I'm sure that they will come out with more.
Well, I think that's the 4 types of... Those aren't are they attachments or are they... Like that's the actual thing?
Perhaps they're actual things. It was not clear whether
it looks
they were.
To me like it's 2 web slingers and 2 repulsors.
Okay.
That's the vibe I'm getting. I'm not sure.
Yeah, you may be right. I was honestly confused on that front because it made it seem like you could collect them all, and I thought, okay, so you buy the one.
I would.
And
I don't. I mean, I think it's like buying wands
yeah,
just for the aesthetic. I don't know. But then again, they do something on the ride, so
yeah. So there are 4 types. There's Spider-Man, Ghost Spider, Iron Man, and Rescue, which I thought was a very fun inclusion because Rescue was just kind of like a throwaway thing in Endgame. But
that's Morgan, right? Or no, that's never mind. That's Pepper.
Yes.
Okay.
So these aren't just toys or wands that you can use in the land. These actually can affect your outcome on Web Slingers: A Spider-Man Adventure, which is like a shooter type game ride where you would use your wrists to shoot webs at little spider bots that are taking over Avengers campus. But these web power bands can actually give you kind of special abilities.
I mean, yeah, I don't think they've really, gone into detail on how will it make it easier to hit the targets or hit like multiple targets at once, or
they've said that the Ghost Spider one in particular has electrodynamic web, so think like Miles Morales in the PlayStation game. And Iron Man and Rescue will have repulsor blasts. And
does that mean you don't shoot webs anymore? You just shoot repulsor blasts?
I would assume that's what that means.
Interesting.
They haven't gone into a ton of detail about these, but it is understood that it somehow, I would assume through RFID or something, links your arm band to the ride, and then as you sling your wrist out or hold your hand up for the repulsor blast, you will get a reactive animation on the screen as you pass in the vehicle.
We kind of glossed over it there, but they got Ghost Spider.
Yeah.
So I'm really wondering if that means we're getting Gwen in the MCU. Like I know it's not, but because the land is MCU adjacent, I would say, right?
It is its own thing. The Marvel theme park universe.
Right, but
yeah.
That's the only character. Well, I think they've said that they're also going to have, what was it, Squirrel Girl in the ride? Didn't they say that originally?
Maybe. That seems familiar, what you're saying. They've said if you go back to when this and Galaxy's Edge were first announced, so much that they said was going to happen haven't actually come to light.
But we haven't seen anything from inside the attraction yet, so we don't know.
Right. And we've also not seen any trailers for Spider-Man No Way Home. Is that what it is? So Ghost Spider could be in that film as well.
I would flip.
I mean, they are doing a multiverse thing with Tobey and Andrew Garfield.
I mean, they haven't announced that, Brittany. We don't know that for sure.
Listen, if you look hard enough, the evidence is there on the internet. In addition to these power bands, they've also shown a full look at the range of spider bots that are super cute. They come in a variety of superheroes, so you can get the traditional Spider-Man colors: Ant-Man, Wasp, Black Widow, Black Panther, and Iron Man. And these
I know I'm going back a little bit, but if Emma Stone was already there filming Cruella, right, for Disney, she could have, just popped in for Marvel. She could for Gwen. I don't know. Anyway, I'm excited for Spider Bots too.
Now I'm gonna be thinking about that after the show is over. They also showed off these cool web slingers that are authentic, as well as some goggles that can do for Tom Holland Spider-Man has the eyes, the shutters on the eyes.
Emotional, he can express emotion with his suit, right?
Yeah. So these goggles do the same thing with LEDs.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. I wonder if they haven't said if any of some of this stuff will affect. I don't know. I guess that would be the only thing would be like a meet and greet. Be like, oh, look, our eyes match or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't feel sorry for all of the Spider-Man character performers that have to learn how to narratively somersault
especially with the new movie coming out. Like,
that we still don't have a trailer.
You know what? I just thought of it. So if they are opening up a multiverse with like Spider-Man in the MCU, then the theme park universe is part of the multiverse.
Yeah.
So if it's open, then anything is any character in any Marvel thing. Does that make sense? Do you see what I'm putting down?
No, yeah. And then it's also part of the theme park metaverse on top of the MCU multiverse.
So what, like Society of Explorers and Adventurers MCU crossover? Is that?
I'm not insinuating anything. And that was
sorry.
You guys get all the long-winded nerdy stuff from Quinn co-hosts with me. That was everything for News in the Queue, and before we get to the main attraction, we have a sponsor. Let me get this ad read in there. This week, sorry, let me redo that again. Editing Brittany. This week, the show is sponsored by Views and Cues on Etsy and their scratch-off theme park and amusement park maps. These unique maps include the top 50 theme parks in America and are the perfect size to fit most frames at 18 inches by 24 inches, so you can scratch off each of the parks that you visit as you go through them. These parks are a must-have for any theme park fan and make a great gift for that crazy theme park fan in your life, and you can easily find them by heading over to Etsy.com and searching Theme Park Scratch-Off Poster. Thanks, Views and Cues.
Yeah, I actually, we got one of them.
Oh yeah,
review, and it's really cool. Like you like the little scratch off, and it's if you like probably like put it up on like a cork board or something, you could like scratch it off and like pin it, and it's really cute.
Yeah, I've seen pictures of it, but I love those things. I would be too tempted to just scratch off the whole thing though.
I kind of was. I was like looking at it. I was like, I could just.
I could scratch, but I will not. But let's get into the big news of the week.
It's time for the main attraction.
This week we got a surprise in the form of a character meet and greet kind of experience in the former home of A Day in the Park with Barney over at Universal Studios Florida called DreamWorks Destination.
Yeah, I was lucky enough to get over there for, I won't specify, but I got into the team member preview. So I did get to see it for their very first show. At least that guest into that I know of, So it's basically like you go into the former like actual theater, and all of the benches are gone, and it's like they have the three sections around the stage, and you get grouped into a number on the ground, and once everyone's in on their numbers, the three random DreamWorks characters come out, for each show, and then they dance a little bit. There's music, and then there's like a host guy who's like doing trivia, and you like, so like number one would go first. They walk up to the stage, they take their picture, and then they go to the last number, and like the whole circle of numbers moves around and takes their picture with that DreamWorks character. And then when they're done doing that, and everyone's done it, then they dance again. They do another little choreographed dance number, and the characters rotate into the next spot. So you do that until you've taken a picture with each character.
Okay. Yeah, it seems very organized to be such like a randomly thrown in, I'm sure it's been in the works for a while, thing.
Yeah, I'm sure they were like, how do we do socially distant character meets where like you can still personally interact with the character? And this is what they came up with.
It's a really smart pivot, that's for sure. And then to offer kind of a unique experience, or at least semi-unique every time you go. So you might meet Branch and Poppy and King Julian once, and then you'll go back and it'll be Alex and Tigress and Puss in Boots another time. I wonder if you would get like Shrek or any kind of rare character.
They said in like the announcer at one point in there, I don't know, obviously if this is always going to be the case, but since Shrek has his own meet and greet, he was like calling out that like, here's Puss in Boots, but if you want to go see Shrek, he's definitely over here at his meet and greet, at the what's it called, I don't know, Shrek Theater.
Yeah.
Shrek 4D.
Yeah, I would wonder if you could get like Fiona, human or ogre.
I don't think we've ever seen ogre Fiona outside of the only place I've seen her is Gaylord Palms when they had that license, I think.
She's in the Christmas parade.
Is she? Oh. Oh my gosh, you're right. I forgot about that. Totally.
Baby puppets with the heads that move.
Yeah. I just haven't seen the Christmas parade in a long time, so that's why.
Yeah. So like they have those, right? Like if it's anything like Disney, there's a costuming building with all of these costumes in there.
Yes, that is a possibility because I know you can meet, human Fiona out in the park at the Shrek 4D area, but yeah. That
would be cool. This is obviously geared towards the younger kids. And the older kids too, but
it was kind of interesting because like since it was the team member preview, there was no children in the theater. And like it's like so obviously like, come on everybody, like,
and then you have a bunch of like 20 somethings like,
yep.
I'm like trying to make the most unenthused face possible for those of you
who could tell who the character performer like friends were, because they would be like really animated and dancing with them like as guests, and then all the like attractions and food and beverage and operations, everything would just be like,
I'll be interested to see, just like with everything else, because this seems to be like an experience that you said before was formulated at least a little bit with COVID safety precautions in mind.
Absolutely.
How or if it will change once we don't have to wear masks inside anymore and don't have to socially distance and things like that.
Yeah, I'm wondering because it has that whole park like play area inside in there. I'm wondering, if they're going to, keep any of that and retheme it to DreamWorks stuff, or like right now it's just closed off. You just exit it basically through the because like the pre-show area had like 2 tiers, so you come in on the bottom tier and you exit on the top tier, so you come out basically the same direction.
Okay. Is the Barney fountain still like Barney?
It's empty. No.
Oh, tragedy.
No Barney stuff here.
Well, maybe this is a sign of a new kid zone to come.
It's interesting to see another IP in that space.
But that was everything, and I thank
everything
you.
And more.
Everything and more, plus our ramblings. But thank you so much for hopping on here with me and filling in for Seth while he's watching shows forever and ever.
I wish I were at Fringe. I haven't seen a live stage show in so long.
Yeah, I know.
Besides DreamWorks Destination, if you want to count that.
No, you'll have to ask Seth if that is the better of the two.
We got to get his review on it.
Yeah, we'll need Seth's review to compare to yours. But before we go, I just wanted to plug our subscription plan because we don't have any listener thank yous this week. Attractions Magazine has a 4-tier subscription service. You can pick whichever one works for you, but if you pick Club or VIP the week after you subscribe, you get a shout out on the podcast. So you should do that. I would really appreciate it. And if you have, I don't know, a spare moment or two, go to Apple Podcasts or your favorite podcast listening platform and give us a 5-star rating and a nice little review, because somehow it helps the algorithms push out our little podcast to all the other theme park fans that might be interested, if they see that we are a good one. So say we're a good one.
I think I'll go do that.
That would be very nice. Everyone follow Quinn's example. And I would like to thank once again Views and Cues for sponsoring this episode. And yeah, Quinn, if you would, tell everybody at home where they can find you on the interwebs.
So you can find me on Twitter, just at Quinn Roseboom, just my name. Rose and then boom, like it exploded. I guess if you're watching the video, you can see it right there. And then on Instagram, I'm Quinn Boom, QUINNBOOM.
And I'm Brittany Tuttle. That's BRITTANITUTTLE. Yes, it's spelled funny on Twitter and Instagram. And you can also find my work every day at attractionsmagazine.com, at Attractions on Twitter, at Attractions Magazine on Instagram, and youtube.com/attractionsmagazine, where you've been watching this for the past hour or so, hanging out with us. And I hope you guys stay safe, wear your mask, get vaccinated if you haven't already, and we'll see you next week.
All right. Well, I won't, but you'll see Seth.
You won't. Bye, everybody.
Have a good one.
Okay. And then that's where I cut. And then you get to see some of the behind the scenes stuff. I'm going to record an ad mention for the top of the show that I will.
Are we not live?
No, we are still.
Okay. Hello, everyone who's still here.
Yeah, everyone who's still here, you get to see a behind the scenes thing. I'm just going to say an ad mention, and then we'll leave.
Okay.
This week's episode is sponsored by Views and Cues on Etsy, and we'll talk about them a little bit later. All right, and then that's it.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, I just...
You forgot to mention at the start?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it just slipped my mind, because for those of you listening or watching still, we have a show document that I run through while we work, and it's not at the top, and my brain works in order going down, and it's the ad read is usually toward the bottom of the show, and I just forgot. So the audio version, you won't be able to tell the difference, so it's fine.
Fun.
Yeah, but we'll see you next week.
Yeah.
Bye.